EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Tar Heel State, where the legacy of the late, great Sam Mills lives on with each pound of the drum. And that means we are ready for football here at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. But tonight, we've got a preseason matchup, as it'll be the Houston Texans taking on the Carolina Panthers.
Everyone on your feet, and welcome your defending NFC South champion, Carolina Panthers. Kaimi Fairbairn to kick off.
Here's the former UCLA Bruin, Kaimi Fairbairn, to get this one started. And off we go from Uptown Charlotte. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Still going past the 30. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Carolina. So a heck of a start to this one. We haven't even gotten settled in already in the end zone on the opening kickoff.
And you know what happens, too? Now you got to translate what that means, because I think for the team to just score, their defense, I think they'll be more aggressive now. They'll be bolder. They're playing with a lead and an early one and some momentum. So if you're the offensive coordinator on the other side of the field, you'd better be prepared for some heavy pressure coming your way. They're going to try and get another big score and a big one early.
Ryan Fitzgerald now to add the extra point. This will be good to give the Panthers a 7-0 lead. So how about that for an intriguing start? The opening kickoff of the ball game, return for a touchdown.
Ryan Fitzgerald to kick off for Carolina.
So now the other return teams out there, as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And leading them out, their signal caller, now in his 4th season in the NFL.
And a tough taste in his mouth with 4 interceptions against the Patriots in the divisional round loss last season. But this team, it's ready to make a run, and he's ready to lead them.
First carry now for David Montgomery. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
At the 27-yard line.
Stroud to throw it. A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. An ideal start defensively. They already have the touchdown. Now they get the stop.
just like they drew it up on the chalkboard. Does that sound dated? Right? Am I out of touch a little bit?
It's all right.
All right, grease board, heck, computer, exactly what you want, though. Score on your first drive, stop them on the first drive defensively.
Following the punt return here, there's someone shaken up. Injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Looking to put a drive together. Young off the bootleg. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
Makes it 2nd and 10.
You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at?
For the most part in preseason, you're playing pretty basic stuff, pretty vanilla defenses. You're looking for guys that play with abandon, that just go out and make plays and kind of let their athletic ability take over in order for you to notice them.
Open man, Jalen Coker. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Now Young. He'll let this thing go for Sanders. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive, INT.
They geared up and took the deep shot downfield, but it turned out it wasn't one-on-one coverage.
Let's go.
In the area, and that one winds up incomplete.
On the counter, this is Hubbard. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Third down and 6. They go play action. Young. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. That's returnable now for Smith. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Texans will take over. Out come the Texans as you get a look at offensive coordinator Nick Caley. His guys trail here in this first half, and now they'll focus on trying to get some points on this upcoming drive. Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Man in motion left. That's Collins. Stroud. This one swung out to Montgomery. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain there of 30 big ones.
A gain of 30.
He was not the primary target. They expected to get the ball downfield. Instead, checked it down. An old coach of mine used to say to us all the time, when they check it down, that should end the down. In this case, though, he foiled that in a big way and turned it into a big play.
Open man is Collins. He's got it. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll make it second down.
22-yard line. A 7-yard pickup.
And they'll go play action here with Stroud. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
Kaimi Fairbairn on for the field goal. A 43-yard attempt.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And that'll do it for the first quarter of play. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Texans football to start quarter 2. As they've got it as we resume action. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. Out of the gun, it's Young. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that nearly intercepted. Well, the free safety roaming into position almost had it, but it's second down.
I like what they did there because many of the deep throws we see in the course of a game come to the outside, the perimeter of the field. In this case, they used the slot receiver to run deep downfield and tried to connect that way. Unsuccessful in that attempt, but I like what they were doing.
Flush to his right. They're trying for Sanders, but this is intercepted. Picked up by the locksmith, Kamari Lassiter. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball, and that one was picked off.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On the bootleg, Stroud. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. It's Devin Lloyd with a pick, and the Panthers will take over possession here up at the 44.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
As the home team's offense makes their way back out, we show you the defensive coordinator for the visiting team. His guys trail here in this first half, so he and the rest of the staff will be looking for ways to keep this deficit right where it is. Good starting position for the Panthers as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's second down. Pretty fortunate there. The interception that ended the last drive, and then, boom, the first pass here almost picked on this drive.
Yeah, I think you could definitely call him to question his decision-making here in the first half.
Certainly not the best of decisions there. Lucky that one wasn't picked. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
Well, they had that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you've got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
Young to throw it. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Well, the incompletion, but now we also have an injured player. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll try and throw for it here. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll fake the jet sweep, and now Stroud to throw off play action. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. It's the first time that they've looked his way tonight, and he comes up with a first down on the play.
First down, Houston.
They pitch it out to Montgomery. And they're knocking on the door now. There's a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Play action. Stroud now. Got his tight end. That's complete. That's Schultz. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Dalton Schultz from 10 yards out. And the Texans have taken the lead. Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was the tight end Dalton Schultz on the touchdown reception to cap the drive. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. A solid return. Pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Carolina getting set to take the field. Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
The first down screen pass, good for 5.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time went well for a solid gain.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
It's a gain of 23 yards.
Now a throw here out wide. He might be looking to throw this again. That's going to be incomplete. Well, it looked like he had him for a second, but the razzle-dazzle will not work out. It's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Here we go. Ready.
Again, it's Young. That's caught. It's the tight end, Sanders. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
To throw, Young. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. These offensive starters still out there in the second quarter. You would think the plans for them to at least play into the third quarter, if not all the way through it.
Yeah, it might go by feel. If they have a really good first drive to start the third quarter, they might pull them after that. If not, might leave them out there a little bit longer, but I'll guarantee this, they'll be gone by the start of the fourth quarter.
Young now. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
Young with it, 3rd and goal. This is caught. They do get 8 out of the pitch and catch. However, it's 4th down.
I thought maybe when he caught, he'd have a good chance of getting that first down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
Two minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. They're not going to kick it. A chip shot, but they're going for it down 3 on 4th down.
Here we go. Ready. Design. Right.
They'll run. It's Sanders. And he takes it into the end zone for Panthers touchdown. Jatavion Sanders taking it in from a yard out. And the Panthers take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6.
Partner, I love the call to go for it on 4th down.
Well, I know you do, because if you don't get it right, they got to march 99 yards the other direction.
But what it showed me was they didn't have that mentality at all. They weren't even thinking about setting up for their defense. They were just thinking about scoring, determined to get into the end zone.
And get into the end zone they did. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 14-10. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run.
Ryan Fitzgerald to kick off for Carolina.
Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And now out comes Houston. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 3rd and 2.
It's a gain of 13.
Stroud looking to throw. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Nick Scorton in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fielded at the 20. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
Here is Young. Under pressure, and down he goes. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Third and 20. Young will set to throw. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. Oh, and that is incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away. Here's Smith to return it. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. That is incomplete. So halftime straight ahead. Let's get you down to the Sunshine State. Looks like somebody's ready to begin the regular season, skipping over halftime here in the final game of the preseason. 3rd quarter. Here we go. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Texans going to take over here to start quarter number 3. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
I'll give them credit for a good read right there because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. And he was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
He's got Higgins over the middle. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. No dice this go around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Here's Stroud. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
And it's 3rd down.
And Stroud now to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the Panthers' 7-yard line.
Stroud out of the gun here. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Now we got 3rd and goal coming up, and couldn't you imagine being in that huddle, partner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. They want more than that 3. 3rd and goal, Stroud. That out to the flat. It's complete. So they'll get nothing out of that play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
They dialed up the blitz on 3rd down, and you worry as a defense that they can hit you with a big play in that situation. Instead, the blitz pays off, able to rally to the football and make the play.
So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. On play action, Young. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
2nd down and 10.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
A 3rd quarter now, a 1-point game as they line up 2nd and 10. A give up the middle, Hubbard. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the 1st. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Now throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game. and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Taking it about the 16. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But also have to remember, they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
2nd and 10 now. 3rd quarter from Charlotte. Going up the gut, Montgomery. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. And we're back now in Charlotte. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. The Texans on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Quick throw there is incomplete. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Looking to put a drive together. On the ground, it's Brooks to start the drive. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here.
And what a tough spot for this defense because they know it's coming, but they're just powerless to stop it. What a great run there to start the drive. And you can bet there'll be more where that came from as they try to ice this game away.
An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock, and this is 2nd and less than a yard. They'll stay on the ground with Brooks. And shedding through the tackle. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 18. It's a Carolina first down.
Give every member of that unit a ton of credit for ripping off such a big gain there because you don't get free for that many yards on a counter or misdirection without everybody selling the heck out of it.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Pickett now to throw off the play fake. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Pickett. Fighting to stay upright. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Off the play fake, here's Pickett. And this pass broken up. And the contact well-timed there, and now 4th down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And the Texans set to come onto the field. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. Mills and the Texans now come up with a 1st and 10 at the 20. Now the former USC man, Woody Marks. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys and continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind.
And got his man complete. And he will finally be taken down, but not before he reaches the 38. A huge play there for Houston. 43 yards. Marks now on 1st and 10. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
Houston.
Once more with Marks. Down right around the 25. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Mills now. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. And now defensively they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long. Looking to throw is Mills. Pitch and catch to Moreau. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And they've got a 4th down now in a game that, to be honest, has been pretty much everything we could have asked for. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
Here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw here. Pickett. And oh, that one nearly intercepted. That would have sealed it. Instead, it'll be 2nd down. So a field goal on this drive could settle things. Remember, no overtime in the preseason, though a tie now seems hardly likely. Over the middle, complete. That's Evans. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
And the Panthers, 1st down.
Now Pickett. And oh, that one nearly intercepted. That would have sealed it. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Pickett to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely four-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
A lot on the line here, even for just a preseason game. Jobs to be won and lost. It's 3rd down. Here's Pickett. And this nearly intercepted. Probably should have been. Had he caught it, it would have sealed it. Instead, one more chance coming up on 4th down.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Too far for a field goal. They've got to go. It's 4th down. Pickett, 4th down, desperation time. This will be complete to Mechie. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
34-yard line.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. Pickett to throw. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
He's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And this is incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
That's interference. Defense.
So the defense helping him out a little bit here late in the 4th.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And when you're the one doing the chasing, you'll take a little help from the other guys, won't you?
Now 1st and goal. Here's Pickett. And this one's incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
Pickett back to throw. It fights him off. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. They took their shot for the end zone, almost cost him.
And he made the right play there, knocking it away. But, boy, it looked like he had a chance to come down with the football. And if he does that, this thing is over. Instead, he leaves them out there with another chance.
Here it is, 4th and goal. Pickett. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow.
What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the 4th quarter.
And, partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this win away.
Fitzgerald now for the extra point. He's got it, and it's now a 21-16 lead. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it's capped off by the late touchdown that puts him out in front here in the final minute of the contest. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So here's Mills and the Texans. Down 21-16, 36 seconds remaining. You can't say the preseason isn't interesting. This has been great as they come up 1st and 10. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Mills looking to throw it. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here. Here's Mills. And incomplete on the deep ball.
And that's the downside of taking these big shots because they're definitely lower percentage plays. And now you look up, and it's 4th down. So not only do you have to worry about getting big yardage, you also need to just keep the game alive.
Mills, 4th down, gotta have it. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
The Carolina offense about ready to go. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Jonathan Brooks, the ball carrier. He's tackled at the 40-yard line. Brings up 3rd down.
What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because remember,